What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Artist Reads the Bible. Today we're going to be starting with Numbers 13, and that's probably all I'm going to read because 14 is long. I've had a hard day of it, Jack. Let me tell you. As usual, got my highlighter, decaf Java juice, and the living word of God right there. I'm so tired, I forgot my little routine, didn't I? I'm going to tell you, I love coffee. Of course, you already knew that. Okay, I'm wore out. I exercised today. I mixed weed and grass killer, sprayed my normal yearly area to where I wouldn't have to weed eat. Then I weed eated. Picked up all the sticks in the backyard, which was a bunch. Grabbed my ladder out. We have sand cherry trees inside here. And they're beautiful. They're like purple bark. And then when they bloom, like right now, there's just thousands and thousands of little white flowers, and they put off just an amazing aroma. But this one right over here was like 10 foot above my roof, and limbs were laying on the roof, so I had to get up there and chop away limbs, get them off the roof, get them off my gutter. Oh, pain in the butt, but it sure is pretty. Yeah, and then, I don't know if I said I exercised too, so it's a busy day today. Wore out. I didn't mow today. I'm going to do that tomorrow, first time of the season, which I'm happy because it means summer's coming, my favorite time of the year. Actually, this Saturday it's going to be 83 degrees, but then next week it's going to be back down in the 40s. I'm telling you, man, Indiana is bipolar. Ugh. But needless to say, I'm very, very sore today, so. But I'm at least going to read 13. So let's get started, shall we? 13. The Lord now said to Moses, "Send out men to explore the land of Canaan, the land I am giving to the Israelites. Send one leader from each of the 12 ancestral tribes." So Moses did as the Lord commanded him. He sent out 12 men, all tribal leaders of Israel, from their camp in the wilderness of Paran. These were the tribes and the names of their leaders. Reuben, Shemua, son of Zakur; Simon, or Simeon, Shaphat, son of Hori; Judah, Caleb, son of Jephunneh; Issachar, Egal, son of Joseph. By the way, the first name I read is the name of the tribe, and then the second name I read is the leader of that tribe. I figure y'all already knew that, but just in case you didn't, I'll do it. Ephraim, the tribe; Hoshea, son of Nun, the leader; Benjamin, Palti, son of Raphu; Zebulun, Gadiel, son of Sadi; Manasseh, son of Joseph, that's the tribe; Gadi, son of Susi, Susi, is the leader; Dan, Amiel, son of Gemali; Asher, Sether, son of Michael; Naphtali, Nabi, son of Vopsi; Gad, Guel, son of Maki. These are the names of the men Moses sent out to explore the land. Moses called Hoshea, son of Nun, by the name Joshua. Wish he'd done that the whole time. That's much easier to say. Moses gave the men these instructions as he sent them out to explore the land. Go north through the Negev into the hill country. See what the land is like and find out whether the people living there are strong or weak, few or many. See what kind of land they live in. Is it good or bad? Do their towns have walls, or are they unprotected like open camps? Is the soil fertile or poor? Are there many trees? Do your best to bring back samples of the crops you see. It happened to be the season for harvesting the first ripe grapes. I like grapes. Grapes don't like me with my sugar numbers, though. So they went up and explored the land from the wilderness of Zin as far as Rehob near Lebo Hamath. Going north, they passed through the Negev and arrived at Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, all descendants of Anak, lived. The ancient town of Hebron was founded 7 years before the Egyptian city of Zoan. When they came to the valley of Eshcol, they cut down a branch with a single cluster of grapes so large that it took 2 of them to carry it on a pole between them. Good grief. Woo! Could you imagine that? It took 2 men to carry. Man, I don't know how many grapes in my life that come in a bag, and they got 2, 3, 4 clusters in there. This cluster was so big, it took 2 men to carry it on a pole. Wow. They also brought back samples of the pomegranates and figs. My wife loves pomegranates. Me, yeah, I can take them or leave them. Figs, actually not too bad. That place was called the Valley of Eshcol, which means cluster. Well, yeah, imagine. Because of the cluster of grapes the Israelite men cut there. After exploring the land for 40 days, the men returned to Moses, Aaron, and the whole community of Israel at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran. They reported to the whole community what they had seen and showed them the fruit they had taken from the land. Okay. Let's see, it might be different back then. But I know today, if you leave grapes out for 40 days, they're going to kind of look like raisins. They'll be all shriveled up and stuff. And it just said they were in the wilderness for 40 days. You know what it said? Now I've got to find it. After exploring the land for 40 days, the men returned. So 40 days, well, they might have got them grapes towards the end. I don't know. This was their report to Moses. We entered the land you sent us to explore, and it is indeed a bountiful country, a land flowing with milk and honey. Here's the kind of fruit it produces. But the people living there are powerful, and their towns are large and fortified. Not against God, they ain't. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. Talk about that in a minute. The Amalekites live in the Negev, and the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country. The Canaanites live along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea and along the Jordan Valley. But Caleb tried to quiet the people as they stood before Moses. Let's go at once to take the land, he said. We can certainly conquer it. Without God on your side, you're not going to. But the other men who had explored the land with him disagreed. We can't go up against them. They're stronger than we are. Well, not if you have God. So they spread this bad report about the land among the Israelites. The land we traveled through and explored will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the people we saw there were huge. We even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. Next to them, we felt like grasshoppers, and that's what they thought too. Okay, that's 13. And now we're going to talk about something. There is reference in the Bible to, what are they called? Of course, I can't think of it now. Nephilim. Yeah, the Nephilim. The Nephilim were offspring. It does reference it in the Bible. The book of Enoch, which was omitted from the Bible we have, speaks in great depths about it. But the Nephilim were the offspring of when angels came to earth and had intercourse with human females. Their offsprings were, well, half angel, half human. They were Nephilim. They were basically giants. And that is I believe anyway, I could be wrong, but that's what these are. The giants they talk about. And the Philistine Goliath that David killed with his sling, I believe that was one of the offshoots of the Nephilim as well. Or not Nephilim, angels. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's why God flooded the earth, was because that was an abomination to him. The offspring of the angels and the female, human females, was an abomination to him. He didn't like it. So, pretty sure that's a big part of the reason why he sent the flood, was to wipe them out. But could you imagine that? And there is, see, a lot of people who say, oh, the Bible, blah, 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 written by man, not true. Really? Because they have found skeletal remains of beings that were like 7, 8, 9, 10 foot tall. I mean, just massive beings. I think there's even recorded cases of them being up to 12 foot tall. Now, our NBA has some of the tallest people in the world. And I believe that the tallest has been, about 8 foot, maybe, and not even that. So 12 foot is 4 foot taller than that. That's like, if you're watching it, I know he ain't watching this, but if the news gets to him, forgive me, Kevin Hart. But that's like an NBA player and a Kevin Hart on top of it. Hey, he's my favorite comedian, man. I can't, but this dude is short. I'm 6'2", so I've seen pictures of Kevin next to Shaq, and it's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, they found skeletal remains of these beings that were this tall. Well, that's the Nephilim. God flooded the earth. A lot of them died out, but you think their bones just disappeared? That's why they're finding these large skeletal remains. Those are Nephilim, the offspring when the angels had sex with human females. They were giants, just like the Goliath, the Philistine, Enoch, the descendants of Enoch. They were massive, because I believe they were descendants of Nephilims, which were the direct offspring of angels and human females. So, something else proven that the Bible is true. They found the ark, Noah's Ark, up in the mountains. They have found where Sodom and Gomorrah was, where God destroyed them. They have found is it brimstone? I don't know what it is. Balls of it in the earth, and they could tell that it had rained down fire there, which talks about it in the Bible. They have found skeletal remains of the Nephilim, which again talks about it in the Bible. What else have they found proof of? There's just every year, the more our technology gets more advanced, they find more and more proof of stuff that's in this book right here. So the atheist, the agnostic, it's getting harder and harder for them to state their case, isn't it? Because, atheists believe, I think they believe in God, but they're like Satanists, I think. I don't know. Or is that Satanist? What is atheist? I know agnostic means they don't believe in any God of any shape, form, or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm so tired I can't even think. But anyway, it's getting harder for them to disprove this book, isn't it? because every year they find more and more stuff that this book talks about. The ark, the skeletal remains of Nephilim, tons of stuff. Sodom and Gomorrah, proof of that. How much more proof y'all need? You atheist, agnostic people, Scientologists, whatever you. I mean, how much more proof do you need? Because I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of religions in the world, and they all have their own version of the Bible, but I've not seen a lot of proof of things in their book happening, coming true, evidence backing up their book. I've seen an awful lot of proof and evidence backing up this book, God's holy word, the Bible. Can your religion say the same? I don't think so. Anywho, yeah, that's I want to talk about. One of these days, I'm going to read the book of Enoch. I believe there's also a book of Mary, and there's a bunch of books of the Bible that were omitted, and I don't know. It makes me wonder, did God, because it says in Revelations, and some people say that only pertains to Revelation, but I believe it pertains to the whole Bible. Where at the end of the Bible, end of Revelations, where it says anybody that adds to this or takes away from it, you're basically screwed. It makes me wonder if the book of Enoch, the book of Mary, all these different books were supposed to stay in the Bible, that we were supposed to read them. Like the book of Enoch talks about the abomination that God saw as an abomination, the offspring of the angels and the human females. Well, maybe God wanted us to read that so a mistake like that wouldn't be made again, Maybe it's supposed to be in there. And I don't know what the book of Mary says. Maybe she had another account of Jesus' life or something else, that was very important that we needed to read, But it's not in there. Now, I've never actually seen the Catholic Bible, but I do know the Catholic Bible is bigger than this Bible, your normal King James. Well, I have New Living Translation. I know it has more books in it than this. And do they call it the canon? I don't know. Like I said, I'm tired, so if I butchered that up, please forgive me. I didn't mean to offend any of you Catholics out there. I know y'all's Bible is bigger than this one. And I'm wondering does that include the book of Enoch, Mary, and all them, or does it not? I don't know. If any of y'all are Catholic, let me know down below, because I honestly don't know. I need to research that, to be honest. I know it's bigger. I just don't know which books are in theirs that was omitted from this one. So, I don't know. That's something I need to research. And I think before I die, I am going to read. Let's see, it's like a double-edged sword. Part of me feels like I need to read the book of Enoch, book of Mary, and the other books that were omitted. But then a part of me feels like, well, if God didn't intend for us to read those, and I read them, is it sacrilegious? Is it disobeying God? You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to know. I had to pray on that and see what God says about it. Well, he'll let me know through a dream or a feeling I'll get or something. I don't think I've ever, to my knowledge, I've never heard the voice of God. I've seen the direct result of God's actions. I have witnessed miracles before. I have been part of miracles before. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't be sitting here today if it weren't for God's miracles. Numerous miracles in my life. I'm not going to talk about them all, but I will talk about my heart attack, my massive heart attack. Was in the left anterior descending, the widowmaker. And the amount of time I went, well, basically the front side of my heart being shut off from blood supply, I should have died. I went about a little over 2 hours from when I had my heart attack till they got me to Indianapolis, where they, I never seen people move that fast in my life. Just ran me down the hall into surgery and, got that out of there, the blockage, and put stents in. But I probably should have been dead. That was weird. Just heard like a scratching over there. I hope we ain't got raccoons in the walls again. Oh, Lord, that was a big ordeal last time. I mean, we had, oh my gosh. I seriously hope there's no raccoons up in there. Is this almost May? Oh, Lord. I think this is when they have their babies. There's something in that wall. There is either a squirrel or a raccoon in there. Well, it could be I hope my wife said she was taking a shower. Yeah, that was my wife. Man, you don't know the ordeal. There was a mama and 2 babies up in our attic. And I don't ever want to go through it again, man. It's not the fact of catching them that bothered me. It's the fact that one was caught and the other one, it died in the trap. And the other one, its sibling, was crying beside it. I don't ever want to go through it again, man. I don't want certain animals in my attic or in my walls, but I don't want to see them dead either. We had a raccoon last year or year before, kept defecating in our pool. Well, I can't have it. I mean, it makes it unsafe to swim in. So I had to live trap her, and she was not happy, and we drove her 16 miles to Summit Lake, which is a big man-made reservoir, and it has like protected area around it. So I knew she'd be fine out there, and I took her out there, and I'll tell you, I opened that cage up, and I was like, please don't bite me, please don't bite me. And she'd gone. She took off like a jackrabbit. But boy, it scared me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'd never trapped a raccoon. But well, the guy that released them the last time had captured them, but I never myself trapped one. And so that was a little. Not to mention, it stunk up the Explorer. Oh my Lord, she stank. But yeah, I don't want to go through it anymore. I don't like to see animals die like that, especially due to my actions. That really hurt me when I seen that. And I don't want to see it no more. But anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling off. Hope y'all got something out of today. I know I did. And until next time, I love each and every one of you. Y'all, please, please, please be good to each other. And I'll bring you something again real soon.